So, hello everybody. I realize it's been a few days since I made you guys an absolutely horrible, crappy video, right? So I hope you guys are doing absolutely amazing. It is a scorching evening here in Central Florida. We have not had a decent rain in a couple weeks. We're doing so good too. It's raining, things are growing, and now that sun is just roasting everything, and planes. Alright, the joys of living near an airport. Anyway, what was I getting at? Now this right here, you already know what it is. This particular root right here, what you see, a nice big fat, about the size of a finger. They get even bigger than this. And this particular plant happens to be Stachys floridana, though there are multiple Stachys species, and a few of them are, culinary, extravagant root crop things that you pay absolute boatloads of freaking money for, right? But anyway, with growing food also comes, you should know what you can find that you don't have to grow, of course, right? And this is really, truly a great treasure that people spend so much money getting rid of, which is a real shame because they are absolutely just delicious. Look at these roots. I just dug these up. And like I was saying, Stachys and what are the other names for them? Chinese artichokes, Crohn's, I believe, or Crohn's, however you want to pronounce it, French name for them. I grow 4 species. There's this one, which is native. You can find it all throughout the Gulf Coast and some central states, even though it's called Stachys floridana. I've seen it grown in Mississippi, Louisiana, Alabama, Tennessee, places like that. And it's a member of the mint family. Really gorgeous plants when they're growing. They get beautiful purple flower spikes. And people, again, just look at them as weeds. They spray them. They do everything they can to kill them. And they overlook the treasure, really delicious treasure underneath there, which is a real shame. And there's I'm not entirely sure the names on all of them, but like I said, I grow a few different species. I've got a giant one that gets big, huge tubers on it that look like these, but they're much, much larger, about 5 times as large. And then there's the actual cultivated version, and then there's a couple hybrids in between there, and they almost all look identical. The floridana here, which is the most prevalent in my yard because it grows wild, I don't even plant it. These were dug up from wild plants that just grew on their own. It's the only one that I don't grow in pots because I said it's all over my yard, my property. But the Chinese species that I grow is basically identical to plants. I can't really tell. I'm trying to think. It's the wrong time of year for the foliage right now. They don't really like the heat. So they are winter plants or fall, spring plants in the south. If you do have them up north, they are generally, still early summer plants. They don't like it super hot. They really go dormant as soon as the temperatures start getting over 80 degrees too often. But either way, these guys are absolutely freaking delicious. I'm telling you. You stir fry them up with some butter. Just freaking good, guys. You can pickle these babies or just eat them raw. But you eat them raw, they're kind of like a non-spicy kind of radish kind of thing. Really delicious. And like I said, it's, 100 and, 15 degree heat index today. So these guys are dormant in a nice cool sand. So I don't have any plants to show you. But I was planting some things, and these are the roots that I ended up digging up. Just beautiful. I'll go clean these up and fry these babies in some butter. Look at that. Just beautiful. It's called rattlesnake root, rattlesnake weed, you can see, for a reason, and stuff like that. Beautiful roots. And these are pretty small ones right here. They can get quite a bit larger. Thick as my thumb. And the more water they get, the more kind of rattlesnakey they look. They don't stretch out as much. They can get short and really fat. Literally as big as my thumb. And some of these are fairly large already. You know. But they're one of those wild edibles that, you know, super nutritious. You know, it's calories in the bank that you don't have to grow. So you should know what you're looking for. Even if I don't have the foliage to show you right now, if you're out digging in your yard, or, you know, the world's blown up completely out digging in your property, and you happen to come across these, now you know they're edible, right? You know, truly a delicious treasure that you can find while foraging. And the plants, like I said, some nice, pretty little flower spikes, purple flower spikes, lance-shaped leaves. You know, they're in the mint family. Later this year, when I have them growing, I will get a good video of the plants for you guys. Is that on focus? I'm like off to the side there. But yeah, this is a quick video showing you what you can dig up. And these, again, are growing all over my property. I don't grow them. And they just take off. They send their roots out everywhere. But if they grow in pots, you know, super easy. Grow them in pots, dump them out, and just harvest your roots when the plants die back. And if you look online, the Chinese or the cultivated version, they're not as vigorous and not as productive as our native variety, which are these right here. These guys can be, this is literally just a shovel hole. That's it. This is a hole to put in a banana, actually. So, you know, the hole probably a couple feet deep, but they're near the surface, and only about 1.5 feet wide. And I found all that right there. It's not bad. It's about half a pound, maybe a pound of roots in just a little tiny area. And they are super productive. If you grow them in pots and actually give them some good soil, you can get just tons and tons of these guys out of a 5-gallon bucket. Yeah, super easy to grow, really tasty, nearly identical to the cultivated version. Though the cultivated version, like I said, is less vigorous and a little more picky. They are really, you know, that cultivation really kind of zapped their weediness, dare I say. You know, everybody considers these weeds, but if you ate the weeds, they wouldn't be weeds, now would they? So, see you later, guys. Like I said, remember, yeah, grow food, grow food, grow food. Can't say it enough. Learn everything that you can. So, you know, learn what wild edibles are around you. And the Stachys species are just prime foraging, prime edibles. I can't speak at all. Prime good eats, guys. Alright. Hopefully you got something out of this video. Learn that if you see a fat little grub-like rattlesnake tail looking your root like that in your soil, be very happy. Because they're delicious. It's free food. You know, can't complain. Love you guys. Thank you for watching. Continue to watch my horrible videos. You know, the whole spiel if you're on YouTube, wherever. Like and subscribe. Because, you know, if you've got the knowledge, spread it, guys. Everybody needs to know these things. Everybody, mwah, love you. See you later. Delicious edible weed, Stachys. This happens to be Stachys floridana. But again, several species. And once you plant them, you really don't get rid of them. So, you know, see you later. If you'd like to buy roots, I do sell the cultivated version. And if you'd like these, the native version, just say so. Amazing. They're getting a little hard to find because, unfortunately, they really like poor, sandy soils. And they are building houses and warehouses absolutely everywhere. So, yeah, I used to find these quite a bit in orange groves. See giant patches of them on the edges of the orange groves where they didn't spray. But of course now those are gone. It's all houses. And so, what a shame. What a shame. See you guys later. Under 10 minutes. Oh, yeah.